Yo, what's going on, everybody? On today's episode, we're going to work on getting this bad boy running a lot better, replacing the carb, fixing up the throttle linkage, and then we even go for a little test drive at the end in the blizzard. So check it out. Just got something in the mail today for the cart. I bought this on Amazon. It's like 21 bucks. Came with both the air filters and carburetor, which was what I really needed. I decided to get a new one instead of just farting around with it. It's just so stinking cheap. It's got pretty good reviews, but I was laughing because this carburetor obviously sits on top of the tank and it's got your fuel pickup line. But this kit also came with a petcock and a filter. So I'll have to save those for another project. Also came with a spark plug and the gaskets required. And then I bought these two separate, just because mine are all dry rotted. These are that vacuum line that goes to the air box. Still haven't put these on yet. Well, minus that, but these. So that's coming up soon. So I'm going to go ahead and swap the carb and see if I can get this thing running a lot better. And then I'll probably take it for a test drive. The old elbows, I had threw some electrical tape on them just to see if I get this thing running. They're completely cracked and separated. I think those are 8 bucks for the pair. Not too bad. Use some of this purple power here. This is my favorite degreaser. I'm going to gently wipe everything away from the opening. Okay, so I got some debris left here. I'm just going to gently use a razor blade to remove the rest of this gasket. Before I go ahead and do anything else carburetor related, I'm going to go ahead and stick this into the engine. Well, I got everything off before I forget, so I'll forget. So this just kind of a little WD-40 on it. And then that should slip right on there, and then it'll end up drying out. So this goes here, right into that hole, so work that in quick. Alright, so that went pretty easy. It took a second. I'm not going to replace this gasket, it's still in really good condition. So I'll save the other one that came with it. I'm just going to replace this one. Put that on there quick. taken this one apart once to clean it, but I didn't have any carb cleaner, so I was just trying to blow everything out with my air compressor. It usually works pretty good, but the gas was super rusty when I dumped it. And I tried to clean the tank up, so I could have done that too, but for twice as much, an air filter for this thing was like $11 or $12, and for $21 I got the air filter and the carburetor and a spark plug and some other stuff. It's just, I mean, it's a pretty easy choice just to replace it. Got everything in, except for I don't have this linkage here, so I'm trying to make something up with the flags that I got. So stay tuned, see what we can do. Alright, I made a linkage, but it's just slightly too big. You can see the play in it right there. No, this isn't bolted down yet, but it doesn't open the choke all the way. It doesn't close it all the way, so I'm just going to shorten it just a hair there, just by bending it, and then fix that's worked a little bit better. But it's still got one click to go to open all the way, and I guess it's about the same. So I'm going to try to just tweak it with this thing on there, see if I can get it to work right. I've got it as close as I think I'm going to get it. So there you go. I mean, it could close a little more, but if I got to choke it all, I'll just stick my finger in there and do it at this point. Works for me. Got the whole thing back together. Gonna see if it fires up. I got it against my wall here, so the tires are gone. It won't go nowhere. Fire right up. Not too bad. We'll see how it runs on the road. Alright, I just went on a couple test drives. It's running better. It's running good. With the brake stick and the throttle sticking too. So those are two things I gotta get figured out, and then hopefully it'll be a much better ride. I don't know, I think the throttle's sticking down at the linkage at the bottom here. We'll see. I'll have to play around with it. So, I figured out the problem with the throttle, and I tried undoing the governor linkage the other day, and it just kind of all came loose. You can't really, you probably can't see it in there. So it just kind of all came loose and then started sticking real bad. There we go. You can see. That's how it used to be. This right here. It's hanging in there now somewhere. This moves like this, and then it would hit the governor. You spin that, which I want to disable anyways. That's what I was trying to do in the first place. So what I'm going to do is just put the throttle cable here. See if I can just get it to pull this or something. I'll figure it out. So, I think I come up with an even better way to bypass the governor on these brigs. See if it works. I didn't like going around to the carpet here. The throttle cable is pretty short. You're going over top of the gas tank lid. What I think I'm going to do is I've rotated this where the linkage attaches right here. Instead of it being like this, it's rotated 90 degrees so that now the throttle cable is going to come up through the tanks. And then I'm going to take this here, which I've already cut the other end off of, and I put a loop in it, and I'm going to fold that loop up, and I'll just feed the cable through there, and then put one of them locking nuts on the end of it that'll hold the cable in place. So when you pull the cable, hit the gas pedal, it'll pull this linkage down, it'll work the same. It'll pull down right here and open the throttle up. So that's wide open, that's off. So try that, see how it goes. It just needs to be reliable. I ended up mounting the cable down here, and I had to lengthen this piece, so I made an identical piece just longer without the loop at the bottom. See that here. So when I pull it, you get the full response here, and then I also put a spring in up there so that it returns. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to hook these together. I ended up finding this one long piece with a hole drilled in it. And just a couple pieces of scrap. They don't really line up perfect, but it might work. So I cut a couple slits into it, and then this one will just go on there, and we'll press the two cables together, see how that works. So I'll try it out. I think I figured it out. It works pretty good right now with the gas pedal, nothing sticking in. It's real smooth, quick, a lot more. Let's see, there's more throw, so I'll have more control over the speed. Whereas before, you'd push the gas pedal maybe an inch, and that was full throttle. Now it takes the whole throw of the pedal to get to full throttle. It's pretty nice and it's smooth too. So what I ended up doing is I took this piece that was up here, and I just zip screwed it into here with the cable on it. And then this is what I was showing you guys earlier. This is the piece with the two grooves that I cut into it. And then I just sandwiched the cable and then this linkage together. Like I was saying, I created a lot longer version of this linkage to go from here down to here, and I used the old like the dig safe flags, usually about the same gauge. These ones are a little bit thinner, but something like that, and that's what I ended up using to bend these up. I've been doing that for a long time, and I've had pretty good luck with them. You don't really gotta pay for them. So I put the return spring on here. Now the stock spring, or the one that I pulled off of this Briggs, looks something like this here. This one actually came off of the bottom. I think this is kind of what was holding the linkage for the governor to the end, something like that. It was down there, and it actually almost fit perfectly. It's got a lot more tension, and when I hit the pedal, that's really nice and smooth. So I'll show you guys and see if I can get this on video. See, it comes back, and then the whole throw of the pedal is eaten up, so I'll have more control. In fact, I might actually just back this out just a hair. I did put a little bit of Loctite on here, so I don't have to have it all the way tight. So I was finding that was kind of binding up a little bit. There we go. So that's perfect. Pretty happy with that. I'm hoping the spring will sit underneath the airbox nicely. Yeah, that should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing back together and take it for another ride to see if it took care of all the throttle sticking issues I've had. Getting there, almost ready for the trip. Try to take it for a quick ride. I don't have my lights installed yet, but I do have a headlamp. And I'm hoping with the snow we can see pretty good. And the lights, the roads are lit up pretty good. Let's fire this bad boy up. See how she does. Flip it on. Choke all around. Beautiful. Alright, probably safe to get in. I'm going from the top. Snow's really coming up over this thing here. Say, pretty bad. Try to get this in a little better. It's a little tight in here on the mini here, so I gotta keep it pretty organized. There we go. It runs real good. Couple things though. You can see the snow buildup down there. I'm definitely looking forward to getting these holes filled in. It's amazing how much warmer I am with this though. The only bad thing is the snow is flying right over this. I don't know, you probably see it on camera. And it kind of curves right into my face. So I think I'm going to get a piece of plexiglass just for like here. I think would be good enough. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Obviously get my lights installed, get a roof on it. The doors work. I just want to get more rivets in before I start using it. I ran out of rivets, but that's how the door is come undone, so I could get out the side. But ain't nobody got time for that. So there she is. That's definitely a little underpowered with this 5-horse. I feel like I could squeeze a little more out of it. We'll see. But for now, at least it's running good. This will be good for my trip. Getting there. This wheel's still bent, so I gotta get the new one on, and I might change these front tires out. They still got good tread, but they're dry rotted. However, they are holding air okay. They hold it for about a week. But that's it, man. She's looking good. Running good now, so on our way. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that video. On the next episode, what we're going to work on doing is getting a windshield. Going to get these headlights mounted for good. And I'm going to use my file cabinet. And I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to weld it into here. And I'll probably put something on the back too. Just pretty much working on the final touches. Maybe I'll change my tires because I still got the bent rim, and then front tires need changed too, so that's coming up soon, and then the ride will be shortly after that, so check it out.